Hey everyone, Christopher here, and welcome back to another episode of Fossil Forward Finds. I have another What Sold video for you. This one is from August 31st through September 6th, running a little behind, obviously. But let's take a look at the numbers here. 25 orders, total of $288.31 gross, so a bit of a subpar week. September has been a little bit rough. But let's see, we got some POGs there, some photos, postcards, of course, always the postcards. Got a greeting card. I'm going to talk about this one quickly. So this was a postcard that sold from the Albany album. It was a cool postcard, lenticular. You got the Trade Center here, you got the Pyramids of Giza, Earth there as seen from the moon. And obviously had some damage in there. I mentioned it, showed the pictures, showed it was taped on the back, so forth. Honestly, I don't think the buyer noticed that, but in the end, it didn't matter because it took additional damage in transit. There ended up some new cracks ended up forming, so I did end up refunding them on that one. But it happens. I was a little concerned. This was extremely rigid, and I guess it couldn't handle the machines. Let's see. Some more postcards there. That'll be fun. Got some swap cards, but anyways, you get the idea. Let's dive into the video. Alrighty, so as always, I have a couple non-postcard items for you to start, and then we will dive into the postcards. This first item here, I was very happy to see sell. It actually sold for $19.99. I did send out an offer, or took an offer. I've had it listed since January of 2024, and I purchased it a few months prior to that, I believe, if not longer. But in any case, this was part of a purchase I made at a local yard sale. A fellow reseller had a whole bunch of tintypes and old photos and political photos, things like that. And I ended up taking the whole bin for $100, and it's taken a while to make some of that money back. So getting this one gone was nice. But let's see, we got this little tintype here and a little frame there, little kid. Let's see, hand tinted there, with a little blush. So nice little piece overall. Happy that it's moving on. You get a sense of scale there. Alrighty. Next, we have a greeting card. You all seem to, again, really enjoy the greeting card how-to video. And in the amongst those cards that I've been listing from the Albany estate sale haul was this one. This one sold on offer for $5.39. This one was small. I don't know what dimensions. 4¼ inches wide, about by 5½ inches tall. So it's a smaller card. And you can see you got Madonna and Child. So that would be the interior view here. We got a little prayer or passage from the Bible, and that's the back, sent out by the Columban Fathers. So yeah, so this one I listed August 28th of this year, and it sold real quick, so awesome. All right, gotta have some POGs. Speaking of POGs, I just picked up an excellent POG collection today. Something I'm doing with my friend Chris over at Cool and Common, but that's going to be a different video. And I know he's going to be posting some videos about it as well, so be sure to keep an eye out on his channel. But for the POGs at hand, we have this Hawaiian POG. I'm not going to try to pronounce the first word there, but it's a National Historic Park in Hawaii. And see the back there, printed in Taiwan. And one person bought two of them. I had two. They bought both of them. After shipping and fees, I make $8.11. So not too bad there. All right, and then my last non-postcard item of this week that I'm going to share with you is this photo, 8.5 by 11, or 11 by 14, so one of those larger sizes. USS Seawolf, submarine. You can see I have the ship designation in there, and it's by the Golden Gate Bridge. You can see that hanging out in the background there. At sunset, I guess it could be sunrise, or if you could figure it out. But the back is where it's ID'd. Someone hand wrote that. I'm assuming it's correct. Um, I don't remember who I got these from, but I bought them on Whatnot a while ago. It took me a bit to get them listed, just because when I first started, I was definitely intimidated by the larger photos. I'm much more comfortable with them now. But in any case, I listed it October of last year, so it took a little under a year to sell. And it did so for $25.49. Alrighty, first postcard. Whew, worse today. First postcard is one from the Albany estate sale, album 1. It's an embroidered card. You know I like those. So we have this gentleman in front there with some embroidery, and then this lovely lady in the back there with their flowers is also embroidered. But this was something I hadn't seen before. I've seen a lot of just like plain individual, well, not plain, but individuals with their outfits embroidered. I've not seen like a full scene like this before, so I thought that was pretty cool. If she's also embroidered there in the back, and this sold for the full asking of $19.99. Alrighty, this was another album item, album 9, and it's just an individual who is a postcard collector, or was. I'm not sure of the status. Ben Papel, and this is a card he could have sent to other postcard people, and it lets them know what he collects, if in case they want to trade and so forth. It has his address there in Staten Island. I didn't have that in the title, but I did put it in the item specifics because anything Staten Island, Long Island, that area seems to do reasonably well. I had a number of washers, but in the end, only one bid for the asking of $9.99. For things like this, I do put Deltiology in the title or item specifics because it is the word for postcard collecting. So in the event people search on that term. Alrighty. Next up, we have a QSL card, because of course this is going to be the what sold video of all of my little quirky things that other people don't like to dabble in as much. But this one is, let's see, do we have a... So it's greetings from the rocket range, but I don't think I ever figured out where exactly. Caledonia, Minnesota, I guess. At least that's what that little postmark there is. I'm not sure if... Anyways, but we have obviously a rocket blasting off. It's rocket range. Person on radio there. Looks like an outhouse flying, but in any case, sold for the full asking of $7.99. I always gravitate to the QSLs with great graphics on them. They do seem to sell the best for me. I got this one from Dave F. Brother over on Whatnot. Be sure to check him out. And I listed it in November of last year. All right, this is another Dave F. Whatnot buy. And this is just a modern card. I don't even know if you would technically call it a postcard because it is blank back, but it's 4x6 Continental size. And I have shipped these type of cards to people before. I just put a stamp on, address everything, and it does ship fine. But it was part of a whole series of modern images. In this case, a jack-o'-lantern. We are getting, of course, into the spooky season. So I listed this in August of last year, so it took about a year to sell. Actually, almost to the day. So, and I went for the full asking of $9.99. Got another embroidered card here. It says merci. This one I have to contact the buyer because it came back undeliverable. So I'm not sure if that was a USPS issue or not, but I have to have the buyer double check, and then I will give it a second attempt and see what happens. But this is a nice embroidered piece here. Actually, I have a second one of these that you'll see in album 12 whenever I finish listing that album. So full asking of $19.99. So I will likely be pricing the second one around the same. And then the last order for the week, it certainly wasn't a bad order. I made $17.50 after shipping and fees, so happy with that. But it was certainly one of the sales I enjoyed the most. These all came from Album 7, and I kind of smiled when I saw them because, of course, you can find anything on a postcard. And in this case, it's just postcards of clouds. And I list everything unless there's a really good reason not to, like they're damaged beyond repair or whatever. I literally try to list everything because you never know what people are going to buy. For all I know, this could be going to a meteorologist or a storm chaser. Who knows? But um, they bought four of them. All four of them that I have seen so far. There could be more in other albums. Left positive feedback, and yeah, you know, you never know what people will buy. Be willing to take a little bit of a chance here or there, especially when it's something small like a postcard. It's not gonna break your inventory, I don't think, because you don't want to be out there saying you don't want to be out there shopping for other people, assuming what they do and do not want. Obviously you have your your main targets that you're comfortable with, but be willing to try some other things and see if the market is there for it. Anyways, that is enough rambling for this What Sold video. I have a whole bunch of other videos to film here. So I'm going to leave, get to that, and we'll catch you on the next video.